Hello, everyone. Welcome to our second class of the Young Family Long Form Section 1. We're very glad to have you here and joining us today. I promised last week that we would work on the salute this week, amongst other things. So I'm going to do that right now, and then we can all salute each other together. So let me show you the salute. And before I do, I want to mention that there are sometimes people who feel uncomfortable making a salute one way or another, and that's absolutely fine. You do not have to salute in a particular way in this class. What we do need you to do is to acknowledge that you're in the class and that you have sort of a respectful bearing for the other people in the class. So if you don't want to put your feet together and do a salute, this is fine, but it is important that we begin the class together and that we take a moment to have mutual respect for everyone that's sharing the class with us. So that's my intro to the salute. So how about this salute in the Yang family? It's very similar to almost all martial arts salutes. So first of all, by the way, when you see me wearing a sleeve, that is my right arm. And this is sometimes that's very confusing because we like to mirror each other, but this is my right arm. So I'm going to turn this way, and you could actually put your shoulder, sort of shoulder to shoulder, your right shoulder towards the screen, and hold up your right hand, and you'd have a left hand, right? So this is the right hand. So I'm going to actually turn right now so I can show you. But get your right hand. That's looking good. Get your right hand. And we talked last week a little bit about a Tai Chi hand. Let's go through that. We can go through that with both hands at the moment. So our Tai Chi hand is open, but it's not like stretched open. So what you can do is you can stretch your arm, your hands, and then you can relax. So stretch. You're just stretching your hands. Relax. Stretch. Relax. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And you'll notice that when you relax your hand curves in a little bit. That right hand or left hand, whatever it is, will curve in a little bit. And you'll notice that it's very natural for your hands to have a little space between them. This is a Tai Chi hand. This is a Tai Chi hand. And everybody's hands are going to look a little different because, you can see mine, even my two hands don't look quite the same. All right. So there is our hand. So we're going to make a fist now. Hang on. We're getting an echo here. So let me, what did I do? Hang on. Yeah, there we go. All right. So we've got our Tai Chi hand, and we're going to bring our fingers down like this, and then just keep folding them in. This isn't tight. So bring our fingers down, one sort of set of joints at a time, fold them in, nice. And then this is our right hand, and then we are going, and everybody's using their right hand that I can see, and then we're gonna put our thumb across. If you know American Sign Language, this is an S in American Sign Language, all right? So what are you gonna do with your right hand? Make a Tai Chi hand, close it down, and over you go. This is a Tai Chi fist, the way we do it in Yang style, right? And some of us have joints that don't work the same way as other people. I sometimes have that. But if you can, you want a flat part up here. And look at this, we call this the fist eye. Okay, there's one over here too. Eyes in the back of our head, right? There you go. All right, so here we are, right hand. This is not mirroring, this is right hand. So everybody, if you're right-handed, this is the one you write with. If you're left-handed, it's the other one, all right? So there you go. Make two Tai Chi hands. You're gonna make with your right hand, you're gonna make that fist. With your left hand, you're just gonna have a Tai Chi hand. You're gonna put your fist in the palm of your left hand. Fist in the palm of your left hand. And then you're gonna bend that thumb. Look how you're gonna bend it. Let's see, I hope you can see it. I can't see what you're seeing. I hope this works. See? Right over. This is where we are different from some of the other martial arts salutes. All right? This is for humility, right here. All right? All right. So, to do this, looking great. Welcome to the Rawsons. Welcome, Tia. Fabulous. Nice to have you here. All right. So, with our right hand, we're going to make this fist. Our left hand comes in and we cover the back. As we salute, our feet are together. We may have stepped forward. Our arms may already be going up. This happens. You might have stepped forward with your arms going up, or you're standing with your feet together and your arms are going up. As you go up, make your fist, put it in the palm of your left hand. Right hand has the fist, and cover the back. And then I and the people who have taught me just push forward just the least little bit to sort of acknowledge, to send that salute to the other people that are working with me. All right. So next week, when we begin or when we close today, we're going to put our feet together. We're going to put our hands at our sides. We're going to stand very erect and straight, feel as grounded as we can with our feet together. You folks look fabulous. Our arms are going to come up. We're going to make the fist with our right hand, put it in right at that chest level, cover the back with your thumb, and push forward. Lovely. Welcome to the Yang Family Salute. Thank you all. It's a nice thing. It feels like we're already, a Tai Chi class. And this is what we're going to be concentrating on today. Today, we are going to be concentrating on beginning to build our Tai Chi toolkits. And being able to salute and start and end class is part of that. And we're going to continue to get in our bodies. Now, we have not warmed up yet at all. So I'm going to suggest that you may do what you want. I will not always, hang on a second. I need to, there we go. All right. What was I going to say? By the way, welcome Rima and welcome Gail and Tia. Really nice to have, thank you, Rima. Nice to have you here. All right. Nice to have everybody here. Class begins on the hour. However, it is fine to come in when your life permits you to come in. It is just fine. And you don't have to salute if you want, that's fine. You don't have to salute when you come in. It's lovely though, if you do. All right. So I'm going to suggest today that while we chat, we just warm up a little bit with some of Master Yang's wellness exercises. So we're just going to do, like, this is gazing at the moon. And I'm not going to go into how to do this. this is going to just be comfortable. And I would like to ask some of you, and you can unmute and answer if you would like, especially if you're warmed up. But did we do any homework this week? Anybody have any chance? Oh, I see a shake of the head. That happens. I was curious if anyone took on the assignment to walk into their kitchen and to lift their head like they were carrying a fishbowl around it. Anybody do that? Okay, it's your assignment for next week. I want to see what it does for your, oh, somebody's coming forward. All right. Tom, did you try that?
Not exactly, but
Yes.
what I did was I just found myself with that vacuum idea kind of lifting my head while I was walking all over the place. So
Nice.
I wasn't
Did
thinking
that
about
make,
the fishbowl, but it really made me stand up straight.
wow. So it changed your posture.
It did.
It did. Did it change your mood at all or how you felt?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a lift there, I think.
Mhm. I've
Um,
heard,
and it was just, I would be walking down the street and sort of notice that I was slumping a little bit, and I would use that image of just lifting my head up. So
nice. This is a good thing. If you don't do anything else in Tai Chi, learning to lift your head up and sort of have the good posture that Tai Chi offers you, this is really a great thing. So you folks may, this is a little tricky one. So we're expanding out, we're opening, and this is called rock spreads its wings. We'll do some different ones that look very similar another time, but rock spreads its wings. Your upper arms, then your middle arms, then your hands come in. It's like a bird beating when it comes in order to fly higher. All right. So I want you to feel those muscles. You don't have to feel them excessively powerful, but I want you to feel as you come in, your upper arms working to go higher with your wings, followed by your forearms. All right, it's just a little different than like hug a tree, which we'll do later another time. All right, I want to try a couple of other things. Oh, did anyone try any fancy walking by any chance? All right, remember last time we walked on ice, we walked on a sticky planet, we tried a bunch of things like that. It's a good thing to try at home too. So, but I see everybody's space is nice and clean today. It's open where I can see the floors. Good job in taking care of yourself and making sure that your environments were good Tai Chi environments. So thank you for remembering that safety guidelines. What I'd like to do now before we work on prepare, which is what I want to do, and then review opening, which we did last week, I want us to do this exercise, which we are going to do a lot of for the next couple of weeks. So first of all, I want you to be very straight. This is going to be part of prepare. So that vacuum above your head, let's get that vacuum there. And feeling your feet flat on the ground and feeling very extended all the way along your spine. Like Tom said, you're very, uh, your posture's better. Your posture's better. You feel straighter, like you're standing straighter. Great. That's terrific. Now, I want you to be a bit of a gorilla. We talked about that last week. I want you to kind of, actually, let's just think of being a gorilla for now. So, you know, like a gorilla would be like this. It might actually not be quite straight, right? I mean, we all think of the gorilla like this. So we might as well get a little of this movement going on, right? Little jiggle, little jiggle. But notice when you're that gorilla, you let it go in your lower back too. So see if you can get that on. Remember we talked last week about sitting in a, like at a high, on a high stool, like you'd find at a bar, you sidle up to the bar, and then you decide to sit down and you reach for that stool. That stool is like right down here, right? And you're you're sitting, you're reaching for that stool. I want you to feel, notice your lower back. This area right here is very good for you, especially the back issues. Very good for you. Just reach for that bar stool a little, bend those knees, have them a little soft. Okay? This is sort of that gorilla move, if you think about it. Gorillas do that. They do it all the time. Humans can also lock this part of their spine right back here. They can kind of lock it. And that actually will help us transmit energy eventually, because at the very end, we can lock the spine. But most of the time in Tai Chi, we want to have this part of us relaxed. Okay, so let's relax that part. Whether gorilla works for you, very straight, very relaxed. And now I want you to put most of your weight on one foot. And if you want, you can do either foot. You can mirror me if you would like. I'm not going to take this off for now. You can mirror me if you like. Move to one foot, most of your weight on one leg, and you're going to pivot out like this. And when you do, you're going to pivot out. If I put my hands like this, watch, this one's going to stay. This is going to turn. You're turning in this hip joint. And we're going to turn and sort of bump. Okay? So if that doesn't, bump, back, bump, back, bump, back, bump, back. I call these knee bumps. Okay? Now, this is not your foot. You see that? You see how it could be local because you could have, you know, nope. This is the whole leg turning out, opening here, coming back in, out, in, out, in, out. I don't expect it to be natural yet. Eventually it will. Think of it as a dance move, you know? Do it at whatever speed you want. Do that knee bump. Nice. Let's go over the other side. I'm going to take what I'm going to call our Tai Chi pole. Move it over here so that we are really standing mostly on this other leg. It's going to stay that way, okay? And then watch what happens to this leg. Think of your heel pad. We're going to go out, 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 okay? Bump, 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 bump. If you had dance, like, I don't know, ballet, and I know there's at least one person here who's had dance, you might have done this kind of thing from here, from a position with your feet closer together, or even completely close. Opening potentially both sides, okay? It's a position, but we're gonna just, wherever it's comfortable for you, here. And again, if you wanna dance it, just dance it. Whatever works for you. Nice. It's looking more natural. All right. We're doing this because when you do this, we're always going to be noticing what's going on. When we're doing this, our knees are staying in the direction of our toes. Do you see that? When we open like this to move that foot, our knee stays in the direction of our toes. So check your own knees out. So you want this. You want to train your body to move this way. Why? Because if I move my foot out and my knee stays here and I put weight on this leg, which I am not doing right now, you are going to tear out this leg. Okay? Because my knee's pointing this way and my foot is pointing this way. This you do not want. So when we go like this, when we turn our foot out, when I say point your toe, I mean turn this way. All right? The really important skill. We will come back to these knee bumps again and again. All right. Let's go through prepare. We will be going through prepare with various images today and then the next few weeks. Eventually, I want you to select the images that work. Tom got an image that works last week. The vacuum on top of his head. Other people put a fishbowl up there. Whatever it is that helps you to be straight and have your head up. So let's talk about prepare. Prepare is our first move. We want our feet shoulders width apart. By that, we mean the outside of our shoulders is kind of the outside of our feet. All right, so that's shoulders width apart. And we're going to stand there and we're going to be a little bit of a gorilla. We're going to reach for that bar stool. Okay, we'll come back to that. Our knees are going to be a little bit, they're not going to be, our legs are going to be kind of straight, but they're not going to be locked. Everyone have that? All right. So head up. You're going to feel like your neck is gently extended, not because you're lifting hard, but again, just because there's this little vacuum above your head. Yeah, you folks look fabulous. Wonderful. All right, your neck should feel very, very long. And as your neck and head go up, your shoulders are going to feel like they're just sinking down and all the way down to the ends of your fingertips. And then very long spine. You should think about how your spine might be tipping. Many of us have our spine at the bottom. It tips out. We want it to go straight down. How do we get it to go straight down? Sit on the bar stool. That will put it straight down. So we're not tucking in a whole bunch, but many of us are like this, and we want to have it go straight down. So once again, we're standing very erect. Give yourself a vacuum. Feel that long neck and those shoulders drooping. Feel as if your body is a winter coat that is sort of just suspended from your shoulders. Feel as if you're gently suspended down. And if you drew a line from the sky where maybe there's a golden cord lifting your head from above, maybe there's a vacuum. If you put a line all the way through your body and down through the ground. I think of that as my sort of Tai Chi pole. It would be straight. And again, where's that bar stool? And have you locked your knees? So this is the essence of prepare. Eventually, you just want to go there naturally. All right, so let's go there. You look fabulous. And then we're going to go into opening, which we learned last week. What are we going to do? Rotate our arms. And they are just going to lift up effortlessly to shoulder height. Then, as they get there, we are going to begin by sort of dropping our upper arms, then our middle arms, and then our forearms and our wrists. So it looks like this. I want you to now imagine a floaty. I really want you to imagine it. So imagine that this was like a floaty at a pool. Maybe it's a little bigger though, a little wider, right? Something like that. Something like that. I want you to shoulder width apart and prepare. What are you going to think of? That head lifting up, that body suspended, that very long neck, that bar stool. Heavy, heavy, heavy in the bottom of you. And rotating those arms, they lift up. Put that floaty there and then start with your upper arms. Oh, you're at the beach. You're at the beach and there's like waves and you've got to control it as you go down. Oh, there's a lot of waves. It's hard to control at the bottom. Is there a place where you can't quite control it? That would be pushing down too far. You always want, so for me, it's right about here. Oh, you folks look fabulous. And your hands are in great push position. Super. Let's do it again. In to prepare. What is that like? Shoulder width apart. Feel that extension, that gentle extension of your whole spine. And our arms are rotating and coming up. They get to shoulder height. And then, oh, there's that floaty. Push it down and begin with your upper arms. And then each part of your arm takes a job. As you push that floaty down, seriously, the floaty may help you. Okay, I'm going to come forward, look at, so I can give you folks feedback. Ready? In to prepare. What images will you use? Beautiful, beautiful. Opening. Here they go up. Nice. And floaty. Push it down. Yes. Lovely. Watch one more time how my arms go up. There's almost a little wave right here. Watch. As I start with my upper arms, the natural thing is that there's this little wave. I'm coming up and then there's this natural thing, right? Because this part of my arm is still going up and this part of my arm starts to come down and then this and then this. And you get this wonderful curve in the end, which is so typical of Tai Chi. You've seen it. Rima, do you have something to say or
Yeah.
ask?
Well, it's halfway in between. My previous image was to lead with the elbow on the way down, and now you're saying upper arm, which seems like maybe it's a little different.
Yeah, you don't intentionally, I mean, your elbow has no muscles in it. Not that you're paying attention a lot to your muscles. I want you to just drop, you will be dropping your elbow because it will go down, but it's actually this part of your arm that goes down first. And you see how this will happen? There'll be this little wave. And that's not nothing, right? I mean, you could use that wave for something, right? I mean, you could use that wave for something. So I'm not saying you have to have a wave. I'm just saying that's part of the thing that can happen. And if it happens, it's okay. It's good. It's good. All right. I did want to take a moment. I put this in our email. I want to take a moment to actually show you on the video, right? So when these arms go up, right, they rotate. And then I want you to think, I know we have at least one really scientifically minded person here. Like there's a lever, like a fulcrum at your shoulder, right? So it's being pushed down here. I want you to think it's effortless because somebody in the back is pushing down. So if that helps you to not have to, like feel like you're lifting these arms up, give yourself that image. It's a good one. All right, do we have any questions about opening? All right, that's our review of opening and prepare. Any insights or comments you want to share? All right, what I want to do now is, besides take a drink. By the way, I am modeling good self-care. Always, always, always make sure you're well hydrated when you're doing Tai Chi. I will always model that. It is never rude. It is important. So please drink. You notice you're thirsty. You need to do it. All right. So we're gonna look at our footwork today. We looked at our bodies and how our bodies reacted to images and some different ways that we could walk and move. And for some of those, a particular image might have been powerful. For some of us, it wasn't. It may or may not work for you today, everything that we're going to do, but we're going to try several other images to see what happens. Please take care of yourselves. Don't get so excited that you go off the deep end and do something that is outside of your 70% zone. Let me tell you again, if at your very, very best is 100%, we want you to stay within your 70% of what you can do, especially when we're exploring things you've never done before. So I didn't expect any of you to be doing this move, way down here today, because this would be a lot harder than doing it up here, for example. And all of you took good care of yourself. So here's what we're going to do today. We are going to explore, see if we can understand why a bow step works, because a bow step is really one of the most important parts of our footwork. It's one of three major two-footed stances in Tai Chi, and it's used all the time. And the question is, why would you want to be in a bow stance? So I want us to do some more imaginative work. Are we game for that? It's going to be a little crazy. Yes. Okay. I saw some thumbs up. So the first thing we're going to do, because we're talking about bows, and this one sometimes works for folks and sometimes it doesn't. All right. So don't worry if it doesn't work for you. All right. We are going to create a really wild situation here. So, and maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll put it in Sweden somewhere interesting, because I know there's mountains in Sweden. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is imagine that we are up on a hill or a mountain or someplace you've been, or maybe you have never been, but it's rocky. And not only is it rocky, the rocks are sort of gravelly, okay? So I want you to imagine that it's gravelly, okay? The other thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna do some archery, just because they said bow, you know, because it's bow step. And we'll talk about what that has to do. But, you know, it's just kind of fun. It was what came to mind. So has anyone ever done any archery, like at all? You've got no, maybe a little bit. Okay, so I want you to come on. You've done it somewhere. You had that little thing, that little bow and arrow when you were a kid, and it had those, you know, those ends on it that stuck somewhere. I want you to imagine it. So if I were gonna, you hold the bow like this, and then you have to draw the string back, and then you let the string go, right? And we're going to magically let the arrows just end up on your bow. You are not going to have to like take the arrow out of your quiver and put it in and then do it, right? No, you are just going to have to grab your bow, which I am going to throw to you. Yeah, grab your bow, grab the string, which will all, and pull it back, and let it loose. Okay? That's all you have to do. So everybody try that for a moment. Take your bow. Here, I'm going to throw you one. You take it, you pull back, and you let it loose. But I want you to aim this. I want you to aim it, right? So I want you to like aim it to the corner or something. So, you know, if someone threw me a bow, oh, wait, here's the bow. And then I grab the bow with my non-dominant hand. My dominant hand would come back and then I'd let it loose, right? I'd aim and let it loose. All right. So it looks like everybody has at least pretended to do this sometime in their life. All right. All right, so this is what you're going to do. So we're going to start. I'm going to throw your bow. You're going to reach up. You're going to grab it, and you're going to let it loose. Nice. Okay. Now, I'm going to throw you a bow, and there's lots of wind going. In fact, it's like a gale. Okay? It's really blowing. So add the blowing wind. Here we go. I'm throwing it to you. It's blowing, and really feel the blowing. Okay. All right. Nice. All right. And now we are going to be on very rocky ground, very, very gravelly ground, and the ground is very uneven. Have you got that? So you might want to walk around on this ground and realize what that's like. And now I'm throwing, yeah, nice. I'm seeing some care in how you walk. Here's your bow. Grab your bow and shoot. And don't move your feet. I want you to look down at where your feet are and just see what position they're in. Okay, you don't say anything yet. Let's do it again. I want you to really imagine the wind, the gravel. Moving in this is not easy. I'm throwing you the bow. Grab the bow. It's windy, it's gravelly. Get set and let loose. Did you move your feet around to get set at all? And after you did, where did they end up? Is anybody's feet like looking like this? No. Interesting. Is anybody's feet looking like this somehow? One of them pointed one direction. Whoa, a lot of people's feet are. Yeah. Let's try it again. I want you to just see what your feet do. All right, here we go. Grab it. And remember, it's windy. You're trying to get your footing and let loose. Anybody's feet like this? No. Interesting. All right. We're going to give up the bow and arrow right now. There's an earthquake. Oh my gosh. There's an earthquake. Seriously, there's an earthquake. It's got you. Yeah. Oh, it stopped. Where are your feet now? Like this. A lot of people like this. Some people like this. Yeah. Interesting. All right. Now I said that we would be inventing the bow step, but we didn't really invent the bow step, but we kind of came close, because the bow step is designed for multiple situations. And why do you think, hang on one second. Why do you think that you, when in an earthquake and on that rocky terrain, you didn't want to be parallel? Nobody wanted to be parallel. Their bodies did not want to be parallel. Anybody have any idea why that happened?
Because it's not stable.
Because it's not stable. Interesting thought. Interesting thought. Now, why would that be? So, this is a bow step. If you turn it, it looks like this. That's the exact same bow step. I just jumped up and came down. That's within my 70%, as it turns out. Okay? But it kind of looks like your earthquake, doesn't it? It's interesting because this foot is actually a little more straight. There we go. There we go. All right. It looks like your earthquake, or it looks like you were shooting, right? Looks like you were shooting. It looks like a lot of you said you looked. Well, guess what? This is a bow step. A bow step has several things about it, but one of its key things is your feet are shoulder width apart this way, and one of them is angled, and one of them is in the direction that you're going, in the direction of your opponent if you're doing a martial art. All right? So why would you do that? So Tom, you may have comments about that. Where do you think? So I want everybody to get in this bow step. I'll even show you how to do it. If you want to mirror my feet for the moment, but you don't have to. You can do it. You can do it non-mirrored. I want you to, for the moment, bend your knees a little bit. Put your hands here. Guess what? I want you to do a knee bump out here. Make sure this knee is in line with that toe. Oh, it's going off towards the corner, right? Then I want you to take your sort of Tai Chi pole, we talked about that earlier, push with this foot till you get over here, right? Till you can feel like you've actually balanced. Can you balance on this foot? Can you lift this foot up? Okay, and can you just at whatever length you can, if you're bent down like this because you like to bend your knee, you can go a lot further, but wherever you can, just have that other foot come out. This is a bow step. All right, now we're all in a bow step. I want you to come back to the center, because you actually want to be in the center when you're in this bow step. My bow step feels better when it's a little bigger, so I'm going to become a little bigger. Doesn't matter how far you've gone this way. What matters is that you are capable of coming back here and picking this one up and putting it back again. Okay? That's what matters. We'll talk more about that next week, because we'll talk really about getting in and out of it. All right, so Tom, you may have comments here. Other people may too. I want you to feel this rocky terrain. I want you to feel, does this feel like if it was windy, you could deal with it? Give yourself some wind, some rocky terrain, just earthquake. The earthquake is happening. You tend to put your arms out. Why do you do that? Big body gives you balance, right? Right? Gives you good balance. Bend your knees. If you don't bend your knees when that earthquake happens, your center of gravity is way up here. You're not as stable, right? So being able to sink a little bit, do that little gorilla move, this is also a good thing, all right? So in Tai Chi, in our Tai Chi toolkit, we want to keep this heaviness down here, this earthquakey feeling, and we want one foot straight a lot of the time and one foot off. Why? Because it's more stable, all right? So where are we really stable? If someone's coming at us this way, the wind is coming at you. If you don't want an opponent, the wind is coming at you. Can you meet it? It's like a gale, right? It's coming at you. Can you meet it? So yeah, beautiful, Tia. Nice. So you can meet it. You can actually put more weight on this foot and incline yourself into that wind, right? That works pretty well. How about if it's coming from behind you? Can you still do it? Can you still do it? How does it feel? How about if it's coming this way at you, like from this corner? From this corner, it's going back. Oh, let's do this corner first. This is a better corner. From this corner, it's coming at you. That wind is coming at you. You know, can you treat that wind on that front foot just to the you know, like outside of that? If it's coming, can you out that way? Can you do that? Everybody can do that? How about if it's coming at you this way? Can you find a way to meet that wind? Now, how about here? Oh, I saw some thumbs down. Really? Really? This way? This way? Yeah, I think so. Try it. Try imagining that wind really coming at you. I mean, what are you going to do? This is your weak part. Okay? But the bow step has at least some strength in every other direction. And at the very end of first section, there's a move. We are in this really great bow step. And this is my right arm. And we've even punched. And dang it, if our opponent didn't grab our right arm, grabs our right arm. And we are in danger. Why? This is a really bad arm for our opponent to grab. But what do? We give a little bit, and then we entice our opponent to take this arm. Well, how lovely is that? Because if our opponent takes this arm, it's a better arm for us, right? If they pull, we can push back. If they push, you know, if we needed to, right? We could yield. We always yield in Tai Chi, but we can also, we can move. But this is where we have almost no strength. So we don't like that direction. That said, for homework, you can compare this. You can compare this bow step to other things, like where we started with our feet together. How stable do we feel right now in an earthquake? Not terribly. I see a lot of head shaking. Not terribly stable, right? And here you can go through the exercise of where you're stable and where you're not, in what directions. This direction works pretty well, but now your front back doesn't as well. So if you do your homework and you investigate other positions, you will find out this is a pretty good way to stand. One straight, one to the side, one about shoulder width apart, right? This is a really great way. And guess what? You already know it, because when we were on a mountaintop in a gale trying to do something, you instinctively went to that position. And when you were in an earthquake, you instinctively went into that position. Your body will know when you're in that position. So if your bow step doesn't feel right to you, maybe it's too long, maybe it's too short, maybe it's not shoulder width apart, right? Because all of you were basically doing something very similar to a bow step. All right? I'm going into this because whatever you do in Tai Chi should also benefit you in reality, and understanding how your body moves and balances is a good part. Also, I'm going into this because the bow step is just so essential to Tai Chi. Anyone have comments on this? Rima.
My comment. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Rima.
I'm just thinking that given that I do not have here, given that I do not have a third leg over here or a tail with muscles in it, this is the closest I can come to a tripod. That I'm making my angled leg foot into the closest I can.
Nice, nice.
If I had a tail over here.
Wouldn't it, I when I was 7 and I finally got, too big for certain things, I really wanted a prehensile tail. I really, really did. I remember thinking that. It'd just be so much better. It'd be so much better. But turns out it's not necessarily. I mean, it would be, human clothes would be difficult. All right. Tom, did you have something you wanted to say?
Well, I love the triangle tail thing. That's very cool. All I was going to say was my thought about the thought about the stability while you were doing it is you're on a two-dimensional surface and you need support in both dimensions. And when your feet are parallel, you only have support in one dimension.
Good point.
And when they're angled, you have both.
Very good point. And we also have, of course, our own agility to move our center, which helps enormously in that, and to be able to direct our pushing in various directions in vectors ultimately. Elge, did you have a comment?
No, it's
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Okay.
Let us, we are almost at the end of class. I just want to review, prepare an opening one last time. Next week, we are going to go into detail about how to execute the bow step the Tai Chi way rather than our imaginative way, and sort of review its assets. And we are going to introduce left ward off, which is a huge, wonderful move. And we'll be using our imagination for that also. So let us remember and we will then end class with our salute when we're done, all right? So if we can put our feet shoulders width apart and straight ahead, I'm going to take you through a very detailed prepare. So I want you to feel that vacuum or golden cord or whatever that just helps you be very, very erect. Feel that vacuum. At the same time, I want your knees soft, your feet flat on the ground, a sort of gentle stretched feeling, and sit on that bar stool. I want you to experience that your necks feel very long. Your body is suspended on your shoulders. You're very heavy from the waist down, but your middle body doesn't necessarily feel heavy. It still feels stretched. The middle fingers of your arms are just about at the seams of your pants, if you're wearing pants. That's prepare. And opening our arms, rotating as they lever up. Someone's pushing down in the back. We get to shoulder height, and then maybe a little wave happens or maybe it doesn't. As we start to come down, first our upper arms, and then our middle arms, and then we finish. We're going to do it one more time. Just bring your arms back. Are your feet shoulder width apart? Feel that. Prepare, get yourself ready. And rotating, floating up, up, up. Put that floaty underneath and push it down. Control it. Feel your arms' strength, able, even though it doesn't take much, to push it down. Feel that you're stabilizing it right at the bottom. Beautiful. Fabulous. And then bring your hands back, your arms back. And we're going to put our feet together. Our arms are going to come up. We're going to make a fist with our right hand. Put it in our left. Cover that fist eye and push out. Thank you, everybody. See you next week.